I'm Adriana Rios, an art instructor with the Art Museum of South Texas. Today, we are going to be doing lesson 1 in our virtual art camp, Animation Fascination. So let's get started with our first lesson. We're going to be doing silhouette painting. In your kit, you will find one canvas board, a paintbrush, all of the paint colors you'll need to complete this project. In addition to that, you'll need to get a cup of water to rinse your paintbrush in between colors and some paper towels. That way you can dry it off. Okay, so step 1 for our animation fascination silhouette painting is figuring out what character you're going to do. Who's your favorite character? Where does this painting going to take place? Is it outside? Is it inside? What kind of colors are you going to need? Me, I'm going to do Simba from The Lion King. So I'm going to do a sunset background in the desert. So those are my kind of colors. What are yours? So let's get started in doing our background, starting light to dark with our sky. All right, so I've got my paintbrush here. I'm going to dip it into the water, get it nice and primed up. I'm going to start with blue first, just to kind of establish a little bit of colors in the sky. The best thing to do is just kind of go for it. So you see how it's kind of getting a little bit dry. We don't want the colors to be dripping off of here, but you can, if you want to just make it a little easier to spread, is dip it in the water, kind of touch it again, and then it goes on just a little bit more even like that. Okay. Maybe I want a different tone, so I'm going to get my white and I'm going to start adding it in here, just right on top. And guys, just remember to have fun with it. Nothing ever has to be perfect. This is uniquely yours. And we're just getting started. So now I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of dry brushing, get the rest of that blue off of there and go down the canvas. Get it as smooth as I can. It's starting to look like a sky, don't you think? Okay, so what I just did is I'm going to just clean off my brush, get that blue off of there, and then I'm going to just dry it on my paper towels. So I'm going to go and get a little bit of yellow in here and see where those white spots are on my canvas. I've left just a little bit of room. I can just lightly go and touch in there, start adding a little bit with my yellow and just filling in the spots. Because the sky has lots of colors, doesn't it? Depending on the time of day. Maybe I want to get a little water there. Get a little bit more white, just like I did with the blue. Try and even that tone out. I'm going to clean again. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more blue. This time I want it more the dark color that it is. I want to start getting just a little bit darker. I can go up here and touch in here a little bit too. Kind of shapen it a little bit and get some moody clouds. Clean it up again. Get a little bit of pink. Not too much. Add some in here. All right, so I've got a little bit of that pinkish color because I want a moody sky. So I'm just kind of going in and touching just a little bit here and there. I'm going to clean it up. Now I'm just going to kind of, before I go any further, I'm just going to touch with my wet paintbrush and just lightly go and brush over just to kind of blend in a little bit. And if at any point you feel like you're not liking the way it's looking, you can always just add some more paint, go over it, and keep on working with it until you're happy. But all I'm doing right now, there's no color on my brush except for just a little water. I'm just trying to blend these colors. And then I'm going to go back in with my blue again. So I clean my brush and I'm getting a little bit more of that blue. And I'm just going to go in there and add where I feel like I want just a little bit more darkness. So just keep your brush strokes nice and quick and free. You might make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. That's the fun of it. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush again. Maybe take a little step back, see what I think. All right. I think it's time to add a little bit of black, don't you? So here's where the silhouette part of the silhouette painting comes in. I'm just going to carefully, now keep in mind where your scenery is taking place, guys. So mine is outside. So I'm just going to try and shape some rocks here. So the black is the last part. You never want to start with black because then it's just going to make it really hard to kind of fix anything if you do. You'll always want to start light to dark and let this be the very last thing. Okay, now clean off that brush again. Make sure all of that black is off of there, so we're not okay, so let's stop and take a look here. So here's what my background looks like right now. How's yours coming along? Okay, so now we're going to start adding in some details. For me, I'm going to be adding in some white trees and then finally my star character. So back to getting just a little bit of the black paint here, just a tiny bit. We don't want to go overboard now. So I'm just going to lightly kind of brush in where I want my tree. And then, so there's our tree trunk. And now let's add in just a little bit of that tree canopy here. It's gonna look a little funny for a minute. So as you can see, all I'm really doing is just getting the black paint and making little light dabs with my paintbrush. And that'll give the effect of the leaves and still have the night sky behind it. Brush that in and blend. So there's one. I'm going to clean it in my water bowl. Not because I'm changing colors, but just because I'm trying to fix those bristles that I just now smushed a bit. Okay. Now I'm ready to get a little bit more of that black paint. I'm going to come in on this side, and I think I'm going to make this tree just a little bit taller to add some visual interest. So there's our trunk. And then once again, I'm going to come in and just start kind of lightly doing some dabs with my paintbrush to map in where I want those leaves. It'll look a little funny for a minute, but we'll fix them. Okay. Since it's the bigger tree, we need a little bit more leaves. Maybe they're going to come in neat. All right, what do we think about that? I think that looks pretty good, don't you? So we've got some trees. They're framing our beautiful sky. Once again, you can see I'm cleaning off my brush, not because I'm going to change color, but simply because I'm trying to get those paint bristles back where I want them. All right, so now we are in our last final steps of our painting process, and I'm going to be adding in my main character, which is the lion. For you, this may be different, but once again, we're going to go in and just lightly get some of that black paint, and I'm going to have him facing the sky. So I'm going to just make sure you go nice and slow. There's really no rush. Just get a general shape going here. If you wanted to, there's enough time in between the colors that it could dry and you can get a pencil and sketch it out instead of just free painting the way that I am. But if you're comfortable free painting, go for it. If not, draw it out. Once again, there's no rush. Take your time, have fun. Okay, I'm gonna start bringing in that crazy lion mane here. See if it looks like a lion. Okay, and I think I'm pretty much happy with this, but I may just try and draw a little bit of the tail, just a slight one here, just to give it a little bit more detail. Once again, sketch it out if you want to, that way that you get it exactly the way that you want it and that you are happy with it. Okay, so all I'm really doing right now is just kind of filling in some spots that I think need just a little bit more paint. But other than that, we are finished with our silhouette painting. And I hope you've had as much fun as I did. So let's stop, take a look, and see how we did. Okay, and that's it. Be sure to check out lessons 2 and 3 of our virtual art camp, Animation Fascination. See you next time.